As a mom of an addicted adult, I used my UPR protocol to end shouting matches and lead calm exchanges, restoring harmony in our family. I've been there. I've lived through the shouting matches, the blame, the constant walking on eggshells. It's exhausting. But after becoming a certified family recovery specialist, working alongside incredible clinicians, helping other moms find hope, and getting their kids to actually listen and eventually choose recovery, I started seeing the bigger picture as to why we get stuck in this chaos. Not because we're bad moms. It's because most of us get communication all wrong. And that's because real communication isn't learned at school. And whatever little we do know gets lost in our daily struggles. In my years of juggling a corporate job with a boss who treated everything like an emergency, caring for aging, dementive parents, and raising 2 kids solo, my sweet boy had turned into someone I barely recognized. A disrespectful know-it-all. I could tell stories of his endless angry rants. All the wrong things happening in his life. His bitter talks with what's going on in my life. As if he had the slightest idea since he chose to isolate himself. When he was around, I didn't know which to choose. To offer help and end up in bitter arguments, or suffer his cold shoulders and locked doors. But honestly, the real pain was that I just didn't know what to do. Believe me, I read everything I could get my hands on. I researched every communication strategy to get my message across and truly reach him. I was told to have empathy and actively listen. But he either ignored me or screamed back, making the tension worse. And when I thought we were making progress, he'd be back with more lies, more manipulation. Sometimes I ask myself, would my life have been easier without him? I quickly brushed the thought aside, but the nightmare continued, and I felt like I had nothing left inside. But just as the sun rises after the longest night, a therapist offered an insight, and all the chaos started to make sense. See, as moms, we're wired to love and communicate in a certain way. And it works for most kids. But for an addicted person, it's the exact opposite of what they need. And most of the time, it makes things worse. Let me be clear. Our children still need our love. They just need to be loved another way. So, I made bold changes in how I framed my conversations with him. Through lots of trial and error, I created a unique communication process for this. I ensured he felt heard, and I was also equally heard. I call it my UPR protocol. And it works, even if we disagree. Now we can agree to disagree on things like his clothes, his friends, or my boring hobbies. But this doesn't mean I condone his choices. It means I've learned to have honest dialogues with him that left both of us at peace. This communication framework is the result of everything I've ever tried. Because most advice out there, missing key strategies, lacking a solid framework, not built for real-life, messy situations. But this method, it's already helped thousands of moms navigate the chaos. No matter what their child is struggling with, drugs, alcohol, mental illness, ADHD, autism, entitlement, even when their child refuses to communicate. No more explaining your child's situation to people who will never truly understand. My UPR protocol works in every situation, and I can't wait to show you how. Because not only did this give me back my life, peace, and joy again, it changed my son. He chose recovery. Today, my son has a promising career, and I'm so proud of the responsible, mature man he's become. He is the first to say that the shift in me was the biggest reason he was able to choose recovery. That's why I'm sharing this with other moms. If you're struggling with an addicted child, you don't have to do this alone. I've curated this free Watch Anytime introductory workshop on my UPR protocol. You'll see real women using practical strategies that actually worked. How Coach Kathy's child thanked her for showing support, even in disagreement, and how that love began to ripple through her life too. How Joy and her husband let their guard down and had a conversation with their daughter that brought them closer. And more stories from women just like you. How Joy B used the no-talk zone with her mother-in-law to skip the drama, speak kindly, and start healing years of pain. How Tina spoke her truth to her dad and gently guided him to a decision, without her brother's influence. But let me be clear about one thing. If you already have a 77-minute go-to way to transform tough conversations and create deeper, healthier relationships, then there's no need to click the link below. But if not, watch along and get a sense of what could actually work for you. These women don't have it all figured out in the beginning. They just learned a better way to connect more deeply and speak more clearly. And now they're living the results. Click the button below to register now. It's free and completely confidential.